guys, welcome back to Shasha's World. In today's video, you guys, we will be doing a story time on the time that I was in college. We're gonna talk about the worst roommate ever, y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all, my kids are in here by the way, so y'all may hear them. So this story time is gonna be the time when I was in college and I had a roommate, y'all. Okay, so I was in college, y'all. I had just moved in. Me and my sister, we have always had like the same roommate because me and my sister had like, it was like an apartment. Well, it was an apartment. We had an apartment, and basically we was in college, but we got our own apartment, and it was me, my twin sister, and we had another girl. She was I don't know what this, I don't even know what she was for real. She was white and she was mixed with something else, but she was just weird, y'all. And her dad was off when we met her. So me and my sister, we moved in 2 or 3 days before she did, and when we got there, we noticed that she wasn't there. So we was gonna be like, okay, we're gonna take the other room if nobody else don't move in. But that's not how it happened. So me and my sister was there for 2 days, and then next time we know, we was in the living room watching TV, and we hear someone coming in the house. So obviously she have another key. So she come in, she see us sitting in the living room because her room was actually in the living room. Like if you come in the living room, her door was right there in front of us, but we was watching TV. Like I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting right now, like her room was in front of me and our room was behind us. So we was basically across from each other. So she see us in the living room, she doesn't speak. Like this is like our first time meeting, and she walks in and she doesn't speak, y'all. Like she look at me and my sister, and she basically tried to unlock her door, okay? And she tried to get in her room, not speaking or anything. She's just like, okay, they're in the living room, I don't have to speak. So that was the little red flag right there. So she gets her door open, put her little code in her door or whatever, because we had codes, so no one would be in each other's room. So she put her little code in or whatever, and next thing I know, her people come in, like her mom, her dad, her sister, her grandma, her cousins. It was like so many people coming in behind her. So I'm guessing that's why she didn't speak, because she felt like, oh, my people here, so I don't have to speak. So she was like, okay, I'm with my people, so I don't have to speak, honey, period. So they open her door, whatever. They go in her room. They have like a lot of stuff. They're like bringing her stuff in. So her mom sees us in the living room watching TV. She's like, hey, how are y'all? And we're like, hey. Me and Rakendra like, hey. And they all walk in her room. And the other thing that geeks me out is when they come, all of them, they don't look around the house like to see like how the apartment is, because I would look at the whole apartment, because I'm like, okay, we have like this whole house to ourselves, and we had the kitchen and we have the living room. They wasn't looking at anything. They didn't even go in the kitchen. They just put her pots on the countertop, and they was like, boom, we out of here. So she gets in, she moved her stuff in, blah blah blah. They moved her stuff and they didn't say not one word to us. We're still sitting in the living room, and they move all her stuff in. So me and my sister like, okay. So she go in the room, and they leave. So when they leave, I'm guessing like they going to get some more of her supplies, or she getting some more of her stuff, da da da. So it's like 2 hours in. Me and Rara, at this point, it's time to eat some lunch or some dinner. I don't know which one it was, but I was in the kitchen, and I was usually the cooker when we was in college. I usually cook, and Rara usually just sat in the room or did some homework or whatever. So we moved in, blah blah blah. Next thing I know, I was in the kitchen and I heard the knob on the door, someone trying to come in. I'm looking, and as I look, she comes in. And when she came in, she still didn't speak, y'all. So that was like my flag right there. I was like, hell no, like I can't get jiggy with this. Like I can't get jiggy with her. So that was my point exactly. I was trying to get to know her, because I was like, maybe she don't want to talk to us because her people, you know, she had so many people outside, and she must ain't want us to, you know, talk because she had so many people. And next thing I know, she come in the house. She didn't speak or anything. She see me in the kitchen. I was cooking. She went straight towards her room, honey. Went right in the room and closed her door. Period. She closed her door. So next thing I know, I'm looking at Rakendra. Rakendra come out the room and she looks at me and she was like showing me like, is she in there? And I'm like yeah, like she walked in and she closed the door. And that's basically what I was telling Rakendra. So we cook or whatever. So I cleaned the kitchen, whatever. She still ain't come out, but I was guessing maybe she's going to bed for the night because she must have went out with her people, because she did have like a box with food in it, but she didn't put it in the kitchen. She put it in her room. So that was just nasty from the start, okay? Because we don't do that. You don't put food that you know you're not going to eat that night. She put it in her room. So I'm guessing she didn't want us to touch her food, which I wasn't going to touch her anyway, honey, period. So the next day or whatever, it's time for us to go to our classes. And, you know, we already met our teachers, but I don't know if she met her teachers. I'm guessing she met her teachers and she just ain't moved in until the last minute. So we met our teachers or whatever. The next day, when she moved in, we had to go to school to actually start our classes. So me and Rara, we had the same class. Our first class, we had the same class. And we all get on the bus. Well, we got on the bus. She was driving. So, but at the time, we didn't know she was driving. But we knew all of us was in the same class. So, me and Rara, we're leaving. We got our book bag or whatever. We leaving the apartment to go to our classes. Her door is still closed. She hasn't said anything. But we left because we knew her name. But we knew we was in the same class. We knew her name. So, I'm going to just say her name was Shay. That's not a white person name, but yeah, whatever. Her name is Shay. So Shay, we noticed that her room door was still closed. But we know we have to catch this shuttle, because if this shuttle come every 30 minutes. And if you're not on that shuttle, he is going to leave you, okay? And we learned that the hard way. You're going to be late for your class, honey, period, because you have to wait those 30 minutes. And if you're not at the stop and he see you walking, he will still leave your way, okay? He will still leave you. So we get to the bus thing. We're looking back. We don't see her at all. I didn't want to knock on the door because I knew what time class started. But you grown, boo. You in college, okay? You on your own. So we go get on the bus or whatever. And next thing I know, I sit in the class and I noticed, like, when she came in on time. I'm like, how the hell she come in on time? And she was at the house. So that's what dawned on me, like, oh, she drives. So she had her own car, because I know she didn't get on the dang on bus because I didn't see her. So she had her own car, whatever. We're in class and I noticed that she's our roommate, but you know, she was acting weird. But when we got in front of everybody in the class, she was acting weird too. She was not talking. The teacher wanted us all to say our name and stuff. And she really ain't want to do it, but she did it because we had to get like 5 points or something in order to introduce ourselves or whatever. So we were introducing ourselves or whatever. And she was like, my name, like I said, I'm going to say her name was Shay. She was like, my name's Shay. I live in Durham. She was like, because I went to school in Durham. I went to an art school. So she was like, I live in Durham. I stay right down the road. And I was like, if you stay down the road, why did you move? Okay, it wasn't my business, first off.
Mind your business, David. Why you worrying about it? It's my life.
So she was from around here. So she knew the area. So she was like, I stay down the road. I'm going to school for gaming. So she was a gamer. So I was like, okay, that's why she's shut in her room all the time. Bam. That's what gave it away. So she was like, I'm a gamer, da da da. So after class, boom. Me and my sister are standing outside, and she comes up to us. She knew who we was. See, that's the thing that I hate, because she knew who we was, but the whole time in class, she would not look. She didn't speak. She was looking like at other people, but she tried not to look at us. But when we went to the outside of the class, we was waiting on the shuttle. Okay, so we was waiting on the shuttle. She seen me and my sister waiting on the shuttle, so she was like, "Y'all want to ride?" And me and my sister, we looking like, who's she talking to? So she was like, "Twins, y'all want to ride?" She was like, "I know that y'all are my roommates." So she give us a ride, y'all. So our whole ride home, she doesn't talk. I was asking her questions, yeah, because I was sitting in the front seat and Rara was sitting in the back. But, you know, I was asking her questions, but she wasn't communicating back. Like, she'll answer my question, but she wouldn't talk. So after I asked like 2 or 3 questions, I was like, I'm done with it. Like, I just ain't say nothing else. So on our way almost to the house, she stopped at a grocery store. I think it was a Walmart, Walmart. So we stopped there. She was like, "Do y'all have to get anything?" And I was like, "No, we don't have to get anything. We have a lot." Keep in mind, she didn't bring anything to the house. They went out to eat, and that was the food that she had in the little container. So she go in the store. We're waiting for her to go in the store. Blah blah blah. She goes in the store. Keep in mind, I feel like she trusts us because she left us in her car. So she left us in the car. Boom boom. She come back. Silence. So I let it be silent. She get her little bags or whatever, get in the car, and we drive home. Because keep in mind, we're like 10 minutes from our school, but the grocery store was like the opposite way. So I said we was 20 minutes from our house. So we get there, whatever, the whole 20 minutes, no talking, no nothing. This time she get in the car, she's not saying anything. She just playing her little rock and roll music. And, you know, she's just vibing to the music and she's just driving. I felt so weird. I was saying to myself, never again, I would not get in this dang on car with this girl. Okay, so next thing I know, we get to the house. She have all these bags. So me and my sister, we're helping her with the bags. We're toting the bags in. And we get to the door or whatever. And I was like, where you want us to sit it? And she's like, in the kitchen. So she put everything, she tells us to put everything in the kitchen. Keeps in mind, she only got snacks. She don't really got like food. She had food, but it was like freezer-rated food, like stuff that you warm up in the microwave. So I was like, ugh, she don't cook. She's not a cooker. So yeah, so she did that or whatever. And she put her stuff away, but she take all her snacks and put them in the room. Keep in mind, me and Rara, we didn't do that. We put our snacks, all our snacks, because y'all, I said we went shopping, we went shopping, because when we bought food for everybody, for the whole house, okay? But evidently, she was like a pescatarian and she was vegan and it was certain stuff that she's eating. So we didn't know that at the time, which was okay because we had things that I felt like she could play with and monitor with her pescatarian, her vegetarian lifestyle. But she takes all her stuff in the room. Keep in mind, we have all our stuff in the kitchen and our snacks are in the pantry. So I just didn't take no heed to it. And then a couple of days passed by, y'all. We noticed every weekend she's leaving. So I'm guessing she go home for the weekend because she did say she stayed right down the road from the Art Institute. So on the weekends, she'll go home. And on weekends, me and Rara was still there. And we had, you know, friends that we met in college. So we'll go to like parties or we'll just go out to eat or something like that. But one weekend, we noticed that she did not go home. So me and Rara, we trying to be nice. And I go knock on her door. I'm knocking on the door. She's not answering the door. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to leave her alone. Keep in mind, she's a gamer. So she probably didn't hear me knocking on the door anyway because she always played her game. So I'm knocking on the door and no answer. So I'm like, oh, like, I don't like where she coming from. I don't like her attitude because I know she heard me knocking on this door. So, yeah, y'all, she didn't come to the door, so I didn't pay it no mind. So me and Rara, we just did our homework or whatever. We had our own bathroom in our room, so I'm taking a shower. And I guess Rara was in the room on the bed or whatever. She was like, who is it? And I heard Rara saying, who is it? So I'm guessing Rara came to the door, and then I'm hearing some talking. So I get out the shower, and I'm drying off or whatever. And I see that her and Rara is talking, having a good conversation. Okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe she like Rara more than she like me. So I was a talker, but Rara wasn't a talker either. So maybe they clicked. So she knocks on the door and she was like, did y'all get anything to eat? And we was like, no, not yet. So she ordered pizza and she was like, I got enough for all of us. I was so shocked, y'all. She was like, I got enough pizza for all of us, because actually I was just gonna order out anyway, because at the time we had DoorDash. So I was gonna order out anyway. Well, we didn't have DoorDash, we just had the regular Pizza Hut man. Yeah, the regular Pizza Hut man. So yeah, she ordered the pizza or whatever, and she get her pizza out of the box, okay? And we're getting our pizza or whatever, and we're thinking like, oh, she's friendly, she bought us some pizza. We're thinking like, oh, we about to watch a movie or something. We about to talk and just like dab, okay? Because we're roommates. So she get her pizza, y'all. She go in her room and close her door, and I'm like, are you serious? We thinking, oh, this girl want to open up and she want to talk to us. She go in her room with the dang on pizza. She go in her room with the dang on pizza. So that was my thing right there. Like, you bought us some pizza. She was being nice. I ain't gonna lie. The pizza was good. I'm grateful for her little pizza. But that attitude that came with that pizza, I ain't like it. I ain't like it. So I eat my pizza or whatever. The night is young. It was a Sunday, so we have to go to school the next day. Y'all, tell me why it was days in and days out where she, throughout the week, she would not even come to the apartment. So I'm guessing she started staying at home. So next thing we know, someone's knocking on the door from the little apartment complex, and they was saying something about we were getting a new roommate. But by the time they done told us that, we had a shootout, y'all. We had a big shootout. And me and Rara, we was done with it. Because we always had like shootouts, and we had like people being drunk, knocking on our door. These boys are knocking on our door, asking for some noodles and all this other stuff. I got tired of it. So we called our mom and we was like, we ready to come home. Because at this point, I got tired of it, y'all. And it was just so many shootouts. Like, staying in Durham, North Carolina, it was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. If my kids want to go to a school close to Durham, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let it happen, because I experienced that, and staying in Durham is very, very, very dangerous. Okay, we had shootouts all the time, and yeah, we went home, but I was guessing the man was basically telling us that we were gonna have a new roommate. So Shay actually had moved out already. So I'm guessing she moved her stuff out, and we did not know she moved. Like, she moved, oh my baby. She moved back home, and she was going to school, because we did see her at school some days, but she would not be at the house. I know she would not be at the house. So actually, Shay moved out. We did not know she moved out. The man was basically telling us, like, y'all gonna have a new roommate. And something told me to open her door. So I opened Shay's door, and I go in. I'm like being nosy. Okay, I just do that. So I open the door, and I see she has nothing in the room. And I was like, she moved out smooth. She moved out when we was in college. Like, she moved out when we went on campus. She had to, because I did not see this girl move out. And I know that I didn't hear anything in the room. I didn't see her car. But sometimes she'll park on the other side. So I'm thinking like maybe she parked on the other side. That's why I didn't see her car. But y'all, this was the worst roommate I've ever experienced. My first time having a roommate, it was horrible. It was horrible, y'all. This girl was weird to me. She was weird. So basically, all I'm saying is, when you have a roommate, I would talk. I would communicate, because you never know what's on this person, man. Like, I would sleep. Sometimes I wouldn't even go to sleep at night, because I'm like, I wonder what this girl is in her room doing. Like, it got to a point where it was that bad. But the whole time I'm thinking and then I used to hear the game. Sometimes I used to go to the kitchen. I used to hear her playing the game. But I'm guessing she had headphones in. And it's like sometimes it'll be late at night, so she's like up playing game. And I was like, when does she have time to go to sleep? Like, baby. Because throughout the day, I'm guessing she's going home because she was never really there throughout the day unless I seen her on campus. But yeah, all in all, to sum this up, y'all, I had a rude, she was weird. It was like a horror story. Like, I really didn't know who this girl was for real because we never really knew her bad. We didn't really meet her for her. She actually just talked a little bit. So I really, to this day, I'm like, we stayed with a girl and we really didn't know who she was for real. But she must then vibe with us because she moved out. But I'm guessing she moved back home because she was basically down the road from her house. So I'm guessing she moved back home because we didn't see her move none of her stuff. So maybe all them people that she brought in the first day helped her. They came back and helped her move all her stuff out. That's what I'm guessing. But y'all, that was the worst college experience of my life. Staying with someone that you really didn't know. You tried to vibe with them. They didn't want to vibe back. Like, that was like my worst experience. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video about this story time that I had when I was in college. It was bad, okay? If I could do it all over again, I'll do it all over again with a different roommate, basically. But we moved so fast, we didn't even meet the new roommate because we moved out before she moved in. So yeah, that's just how it was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every time your girl posts a video, period.